Hello everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at Brandon Must Die. This is a game by Dr. Ebenstedt, and it is available now on Indie Game Stand for $9, and it is also on Steam Greenlight to vote if you would like to see the game on Steam. Not see the game on Steam, but anyways. So of course follow both of those links if you are interested in doing either of those things. I do need to point out from the get-go here, the developer has said in numerous places that this is a game heavily inspired by The Binding of Isaac. And I'm going to do my best to not make that kind of a central speaking point of the video, which is going to be a little awkward. As you may or may not know, I am pretty knowledgeable about Isaac, so this is kind of an interesting one to do for me. And I guess it could cause some discussion on what consists of being inspired by and what things may be considered copying. But like I said, I'm not really going to give opinions on that. I'm just going to try and kind of talk about this as its own sort of entity. So, we have grenades. We have money, of course, which allows us to go to the shops and buy things. We are shooting a gun, which is our main form of attacking, and it basically plays out as a twin-stick shooter. There are those grass things, but as far as I can tell, they don't do anything. I don't think I've ever gotten anything out of one. I think occasionally they're like red. I'm not even going to play this. Well, maybe I'll play it just to show it. I don't really want to because I've never won. Basically, you pay $50, and if you win, you double all the money you have, which is obviously really worthwhile. But if you lose, of course, you don't get anything. And I've never won that one. There's a different one that's basically Simon Says that I have won. But that one is basically like the kind of like the arrow shooting mini game from like Ocarina of Time. So that's what's going on there. These are always item rooms. Alright, so if I use my spacebar now, so I've got a spacebar item which we have crystals, and each item has a certain amount of crystals. That's the cost to use. Is that an eggplant? It certainly looks like an eggplant. So let's see, I have enough to get increased range or increased movement speed. I guess I'll go with movement speed. Speaking of the items, that is probably one of my biggest issues with the game right now, is as far as I can tell. Okay, so this is, again, I don't want to talk too much about whether this is inspired by or blatantly copying. I know that this is one of the rooms in particular that has caused some issues with people because this is exactly an Isaac room. You know, I've seen this room a million times, and I guess it's just a little weird sometimes to walk in and see it again. But anyways, red doors, of course, will be bosses, so I will go fight the boss. And strangely enough, this is the first time I've seen this boss. I've played through the first floor maybe 6 times, and this is the first time I'm seeing this boss. So, I don't know if maybe it's just rare, and maybe it should be less rare. But, it's definitely not a common boss. I mean, I don't want to speak for the difficulty of the game, because, like, yeah, I'm bad at it, but then I'm also thinking, like, if I had only played Isaac for about an hour, I'd still be really bad at that as well. Okay, well that gave us armor, but it didn't heal us at all, so that's unfortunate. So I'm still one hit from death. I kind of wish that getting that would actually heal me, and I don't have enough to spend on anything. In my opinion, items cost way too much. They're just like really, really hard to get. So I don't even think I can pick these up. Oh, I can. It did let me pick it up, so it makes me a little faster even. And that's where I was going with. I didn't quite finish my point earlier, but in terms of my issues with the items. I feel like too many of them just do the same thing. You know, I think the developer has talked about how there's like 100 items or so, something like that. And I feel like a lot of them do the same thing. And, you know, I mean, that's somewhat true of Isaac as well, but there are also so many items in Isaac that make you do different things and make you play the game differently. And I guess I just haven't found that yet. Like, most items that I find are things like movement speed or extra armor. What do we have here? Yeah, so this is just like a landmine. Or like extra range, stuff like that. I haven't really found anything that makes me play differently, and I guess what would be nice is maybe something that actually changes how I play, like actually changes how I shoot, stuff like that. You know, and of course I can't really speak for the whole game because I have never made it past the second level yet. And I should mention the game is in beta, so things will change, and I guess that would be one of the things that I would want to change. Is I love that there's a lot of items already. I just wish there were more, and by more I mean I wish they did different things. And I guess also some more enemy variety too. You know, obviously I'm totally understanding that like every enemy you add and every item you add is a lot of work, but as much as I said, you know, I don't want to talk about Isaac, making a game like this you are going to kind of be in direct competition with Isaac, so I don't know, you know, it's just such a weird place to be, I guess, and I don't really know how to approach it. Like, I was kind of debating beforehand, before I started the video, like, do I go into this video and not mention Isaac at all? Or do I go into this video and constantly talk about Isaac? Because it's a hard choice. Just because... Okay, I haven't seen this, so I guess I'll try this. Prepare for battle. Oh, see, that's cool. I haven't seen these enemies. I like them. And there's my money. Oh, so it actually doesn't double your total money, but it does double the 50 that you put down. So let me go look at the shop. It may be worth doing that again. Yeah, sometimes there are just random people in there, and they're always really easy to kill, so gives 10 crystals, don't really care about that. So faster reload and fire rate, increased range, drops a random item from the sky. So, you know, this is kind of what I'm talking about, like, what do I take? Because all of these feel like items I've already had before. And, you know, like, I appreciate that, you know, it's not necessarily easy to make more items, like I said, but it also feels like there are a lot of repeat items. And maybe I just haven't run into all of the items that there are to find yet. I mean, I know I haven't found all of them, but maybe maybe there are items that actually change a lot about the game just farther into the game. Oh, dang it. So this is the boss fight that I normally get. Okay. I guess like another complaint, and again I don't really want to like compare to Isaac, but part of what makes the strategy in Isaac so interesting in combat is that you can actually kind of send your tiers going different ways. By like, so I can manipulate by kind of moving while I shoot. That doesn't happen here, and you know, not that that's a bad thing. I mean, we do have a gun, we're not shooting tiers, but I guess, you know, again, it's hard to come at this without thinking about Isaac, because it is so much like Isaac. You know, art, I mean, I guess, like, I should say, should maybe emphasize the differences. You know, like art and music are huge differences between this and Isaac. The art style. See, I like this. This actually does change a little bit. It kind of feels like having a familiar in Isaac, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, so the art style, you know, we're in kind of a spacey world. It's definitely a little different in that regard. And I can't afford anything. So, you know, like I mentioned before, I feel like some of the prices for the shop are maybe a bit too much. I do appreciate that there are like the mini games to play. That at least feels like pretty unique to this game. Like I haven't seen that kind of thing in Isaac, of course. So that's nice. You know, and again, like don't take this video the wrong way. Don't take this as me saying like, oh, Isaac's the best, there's no point in trying to make anything else like it. Because, you know, of course, you know, I've mentioned before, Isaac is not a totally original idea. Isaac is obviously just a throwback to Legend of Zelda. So it's not, you know, there isn't like some rule that says you can't do a game like this. I think the problem is you just have to keep in mind, especially with Isaac, for whatever reason, people still aren't done with it. Like, I'm not done with Isaac. No way, I'm not even close. And that means that the question comes up, like, for me, is this going to replace Isaac? I don't think so. I don't think that I'm going to stop playing Isaac in favor of playing Brandon Must Die. I think I'll play it occasionally, and I definitely want to play it through beta to kind of see what changes, and if some of the things that I would like to see change. Because, you know, at this point, what I'm looking for is really just like more of what's going on here, and kind of more things to make it feel like it stands on its own, if that makes sense. You know, and again, I hope that if the developer watches this, I hope that the developer doesn't take this the wrong way. I like the game, I do. I really like the game a lot. It's just there are certain things kind of holding it back, in my opinion. So this is the one that I normally like to play. Yellow, blue, 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 red, blue. Yay. So yeah, like I said, I do really like the mini games. I don't think there are secret rooms. Yeah, as far as I can tell, there aren't secret rooms, so I guess that grass did actually have money in it. I think the grass like rarely has something in it though, so I've kind of stopped checking. I'm going to go to the shop one more time before heading to the boss, see if maybe I can stand a chance of beating this boss. Why don't I do that and heal up? So that'll spend all of my money. I never ended up with a key, which is unfortunate. Oh, there we go, okay. So maybe I should be spending more time checking the grass. I swear I did 3 or 4 runs where I was always checking the grass and never got anything. So what's this? +1 armor. Alright, so let's go fight our boss. This is not a boss I've seen. I do like the arena, holy cow. Yeah, I love that. That's great. I feel like this could be a really interesting way to do this game, is to like make it really silly. Because it already has some vibe of like being a little bit silly, and I think if you really kind of emphasized the silliness of the whole thing, that could be really good. You know, because I'm thinking of like some of the other games recently that have sort of followed the Isaac formula, and you've got like Our Darker Purpose, which went for like the gothic style, and then you've got a wizard's lizard, which went for kind of an ultra fantasy setting. There was like that Sushi Castle game, but that was like a straight up clone, and people didn't like that. I do like the stats screen. That's kind of nice. I guess I'll try and do one more here, and I probably won't actually finish it. That was weird. Had like some kind of weird graphical glitch on my face. But you know, as far as what's going on here, I don't have a whole lot more to say. It's pretty much what it looks like. I think, you know, time will tell on this one. I think being in beta is nice. I think it's a good thing that the developers said that it's only in beta right now, so there is the potential for you know, things to change and for the game to start to feel a little bit more like it stands on its own. But you know, like I said, I mean, you are going to have to decide for yourself if this is something that is worth pursuing. You know, the music's good, the art is pretty good. It's not necessarily my favorite kind of art style, and some of the animations are a little strange. But again, it's in beta, so things could definitely change, of course. But I don't really have much more to say about it. I mean, what I will say is this: like, if Isaac didn't exist, I think I would have a ton of fun with this. But because Isaac exists, and I still play Isaac almost daily, I'm having kind of a hard time justifying like adding this to the games I play. Only because I don't necessarily have time for two games like Isaac, you know? Because Isaac takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of time, and as far as I can tell, so would this one. Brandon Must Die is pretty difficult so far, and definitely feels like it will need, you know, the hours put in to really get okay at the game. So definitely something to keep in mind, but you know, like I said, it's going to be a very personal decision, I think, for everyone. I think if you were done with Isaac, if you liked it but you just don't want to play it anymore, this is a very good alternative, and maybe you will want to pick this up and start playing this instead. But you know, like I said, with me not being done with Isaac, I don't know if I'm really totally sold on Brandon Must Die. Again, not to just talk about Isaac for the whole video, but oh, that's kind of cool, so I didn't know about that. So by beating the boss without getting hit, I actually got an extra item. So I want to check out this homing bullets, or oh yeah, I guess they do home a little bit, so that's nice. That at least takes care of some of what I'm saying. So, you know, I guess some of these items do exist that kind of change the way the game is played. They're just not that common, I guess. But that's okay. So that at least takes care of, you know, some of those issues that I was talking about. But I feel like I just got that. Yeah, but this is where I'm going to end this one off. So, you know, like I said, if you are interested in buying the game, if you are interested in voting for the game on Greenlight and supporting the game, then, you know, do follow the links in the description. You know, like I said, it's by no means a bad game. I think I'm just not totally sold on it yet. I think I just want to see maybe a little bit more changed about it before I'm totally sold. So, but that's that. Like I said, pretty good. And you will have to just kind of decide for yourself. So, as always, feel free to comment if there's anything that you would like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos every single day, and if you liked what you saw in my video of Brandon Must Die, then please do consider clicking the like button, because that helps me out a ton, and I definitely appreciate everything you do to help. So with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.